back home in my new sunroom, and I have all the plants that Caroline helped me pick out for this room and this space. And I'm excited to put the plants together, pot them up. I've got the Pro Mix, which we learned in episode 1, is the cream of the crop potting mix. And so I'm gonna use that in my pots, and I'm gonna put these pots together the way that Caroline told me to, and I hopefully won't screw it up. So the first pot I'm going to do is this really beautiful sort of cream colored. This whole room is obviously white and with the black frames. So I'm doing a cream colored pot. It's a huge pot, it's a heavy pot. So I got one of these really nifty plant caddies that's on wheels, because this pot is so heavy and it's only going to get a lot heavier when I put the soil in it. And then I also got one of these plastic trays that I'll put on top of the plant caddy underneath the pot, that'll collect any water that drains out through the drainage holes in this big, large pot. All right, so I'm gonna get I didn't even own a pair of gardening gloves, okay? That's how new I am to this. I owned a garden center before I owned a pair of gardening gloves. All right, I'm gonna show you what this soil looks like. Move my tripod. This really beautiful Pro Mix that has a lot of perlite in it. You know, for draining purposes is what I remember from episode 1. And a lot of just really good organic material here that's going to be really great and give these cannas the best start and the best chance of surviving a new houseplant owner. You know, I certainly wanted to set them up for success because I don't know what I'm doing. So honestly, this feels a little bit like bringing my first child home from the hospital. We're just gonna wing it and hope for the best. I mean, we're just gonna hope they don't die on us. Yeah, really similar feeling. Okay, here we go. Maybe a time lapse here? Let's see. So got the cannas in. They look so beautiful. This red one with the purple leaves I just love, and I think the yellow really complements it. And I also got some of our Black Mamba petunias, which I love. They smell so good and they look like velvet. I mean, they're gorgeous. Look at those beauties. I thought they'd be a fun thing to put in this pot. They're spring annual. So I'm just gonna put them around the base of these beautiful cannas, and then we'll finish up this pot. I got these beautiful Black Mamba petunias in there around these gorgeous cannas, and all of these things can tolerate full sun. They're gonna love full sun. We've got plenty of sun in this room. The petunias will do fine in full sun. The cannas love full sun. So I'm going to get these watered in, and I'm excited to see how this particular pot does. Next up, I have this beautiful guava. If you remember, Caroline said this is another one that will do great in full sun. And another benefit of it is there's lots of guava in Costa Rica. It'll remind Ricardo a little bit of home when he comes into this space. I forgot my new gloves. Whoops! I got this guava in his new home, so I'm gonna put this right in the front of this room where we get the most sun, then we'll get to the monstera. Okay, so I'm doing the same sort of pot for the monstera. This monstera right now is in a 6-inch pot. As Caroline pointed out, the roots are coming out of it. It's ready to be potted up. And since this guy is a grower, he's gonna grow really quickly. She said, go with a much bigger pot. So we got a much bigger pot here. I already got the Pro Mix in it, and I'm gonna get this monstera, put in there, and then put it in this back corner over here that gets a lot of indirect sunlight, but has some shade during the day too. This is a dirty, sweaty job. All right, so I've finished with the pots that needed to be potted up. If you remember, I also got this cool little moonshine ficus with the really beautiful variegation on the leaves. And Caroline said that this did not need to be potted up for a while. It's a slow grower. I didn't want to keep it in this ugly container, so I got a really beautiful black pot here. And it sits a little too low in this pot. You see that? It just kind of hides away in there. So Caroline suggested I put a few rocks at the bottom of the pot to make the plant sit up higher. And that's perfect. Props it up a little bit right in there. And now, perfectly ready to be shown off in this beautiful room. So that was the last one that I had to put in a pot. The other ones are our lemon and lime hanging basket. Ow, that has a thorn on it. Watch for thorns. The other ones are the lemon and lime hanging basket and the really beautiful pothos hanging basket. I have some hangers. I'm going to decide where I'm going to put them around this room and get those hung before Ricardo gets home. And then I will give you a tour of the plants when I'm giving him a tour of the plants. So I hope you enjoyed this, watching me. I think this is really one of the first times I've ever, maybe when I was little with my mom loved to garden. I'm sure I did some pots with her growing up, but this is the first time I've done them for my own home. So it feels pretty cool, and I feel like I've done something to bring beauty into my house. So I'm excited. You guys see anything different in the room?
Look, Mama's plants.
Yeah. What do you think?
I like it.
You like them?
Yeah, it's this one.
And those are the orchids. Those have been in here. But you notice the big pot?
Yeah.
I like the guava.
Yeah, the guava.
Guayabas.
Guayabas. It's like Costa Rica, Daddy.
Wait, these ones do the guayabas?
Yeah.
Like my favorite yellow fruit?
I like
Yeah.
this one a lot.
Look.
I like this one a lot. The kind of color of the purple leaves, dark leaves.
Yeah. With the red and the
I
yellow.
like the
I really like the black petunias in there. Do you like those? I did the black petunias in the bottom.
I really like the chair.
You like the chairs. Which one do you like?
The lemon.
The limes and the lemons?
I really like
I
this
like
one
the
too.
guayabas.
Yeah.
I like this one. The leaves, like how they have the like.
Yeah, that's the monstera. So Caroline said that one is going to grow like crazy.
I like how the leaves are, have this.
Yeah.
Like the other side.
Yeah.
Look like
It's like-
something you see in it.
Yeah. Well, and Caroline said it's going to get really, really big. And so it should fill that whole corner. And it needs some shade. So that's why I put it back there. And then she said this little ficus, which I think this guy's so cool with the variegation.
Mm-hmm.
Caroline said that he'll grow really slowly. So that's why I didn't put them in a new pot.
Mama,
Mhm.
I like the lemon red and the white.
The guayaba. Are you excited to have some fruit? And we have to take really good care of it, but you guys need to listen to mommy and daddy, and you need to ask us before you water it because we want to make sure we don't overwater them, okay? So you need to ask us if they need water, and then you guys can help me water them.
You grow as well.
Yep. Yeah, and when the fruit comes, it'll be really cool because it'll be like we got to be the ones that make fruit, right? Yeah. Lola will be great. Lola, what do you think of the plants?
I
Oh,
like
this
it.
is cool. This is cool.
I like it.
I like the tears.